104.1 KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Rula and Ryan Show with Eric, featuring Special K and Sam.
Okay, if you are single and on dating apps and you know Tinder pretty well, you may be excited about this new filter they've added. It's the height filter. Now, I don't have any details on how exactly they know from the picture you're posting how tall you are, but this is supposed to prevent you from being bamboozled by somebody who might be saying they're 6'2" and they're 5'8".
It's like I love taking photos with Kevin and like Juan when he comes in here, because then I feel like, oh, people see this and they probably think
Towering monster.
They probably think those guys are like 5'10". They see me, they go, oh man, that guy must be like 6'2", 6'3".
Well, here's the interesting
only
part.
5'10" and a half.
Ryan's not here today. However, I will say that many of you have noticed in our pictures here in the studio, because you guys look at everything. You guys zoom in a lot.
We got to think about that when you take a photo. You got to like zoom in to see what's
We
going
have
on.
gotten screenshots of our Instagram at KRBE where Ryan is on his tippy toes in the picture.
Oh!
Yeah,
And
it's
we
a
said,
thing.
why are you on like the balls of your feet? What? You're on the balls of your feet. I mean, he's not a short guy.
No, he's like 6'1".
Yeah, but he's tippy toes in his shoes. And his shoes the last 2 years have gotten real thick.
Oh yeah, I think he's putting lifts in.
Well, no, he buys soles that are like an inch thick.
Yeah.
Those are on. You can get those on like Instagram. They make these shoes look like you're 2 inches
those
taller.
are some thick shoes he's got. So
Well, he's losing his balance these days, so he needs bigger soles and wider because they are wider. These looks like he's walking around these boats.
yeah,
Bless his heart. He's
There-
not even here to defend
I
himself.
will say it tomorrow for him.
Okay.
There is a height filter on Tinder, so that brings up the question: if you could have another filter that you could think of to tell Tinder to put on these profiles, what would it be? Some of the ones that came through
And
were
you can text
smell,
us
the
at-
smell filter.
37530 if you want to text. What would you want the filter to be?
There's some adult theme topics on text that people would like to throw
Oh,
to
yeah.
Tinder and say, hey, how about a sizing filter? If you know what I mean?
Ooh, instead of height? Like,
Sizing.
I don't know.
The
if that
ladies
would-
would like to know the sizing.
I guess and some men would like that too, I guess.
Yeah. There was it 30, 36, 24, 36.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's from Baby Got Back?
Yes.
Only she's 5'2". Okay. Smell is one that came up. They would like a smell filter. Don't you want to know if the guy is going to choke you out in the cologne he's wearing, or maybe he doesn't smell so fresh?
But how would we know on the filter? How would they? You almost need their friend to like describe like a video on there.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brian's best friend, and he smells like cherries. Like, okay.
Smells like cherries.
I don't
Smells
know.
like hot
Ooh,
dogs.
cherries would be good.
Family plans. Family plan filter would tell you if this person wants kids. Should you know that before matching? Yeah, especially if like, what if you have to put that in there? Like, I refuse to date somebody who has kids of their own already. I plan to start a family
that's
from
good.
ground zero,
Because
not
why-
with your kids already in there.
You're right. Really, why waste time?
Yeah.
Go on the first date, and then they tell you this. Then you just wasted a whole night.
Yeah. So I think that would be a good idea. Other
That's
people
good.
are saying they should do a credit score, a credit score filter or a debt score filter. Like,
yeah.
what are your plans to get up from underneath that student loan debt
I'd
or
rather see your
that other debt?
I'd rather see debt more than credit score.
Yeah, the debt, listen, the debt if it's justifiable, because I really think this student loan thing is maddening, especially for medical school. My God. God bless the medical field. The things that I have seen in law school, my God. Some girl went viral a couple of years ago talking about how she had $100,000 borrowed for law school. She's been paying it for 10 years, and she now still owes $120,000.
She only paid like $5,000.
How is this possible? Because of compound interest. Okay, so relationship goals is a filter people wish Tinder could put. Like, are you looking to marry, like legit, or you just want to hit it and quit it? Can you just be honest about that? Then, because look, there are plenty of people who just want to hit it and quit it. Match those two people together and then get out of it.
How about pets?
Like pets or don't
Do you
like pets?
Yeah, do you like pets? Do you like certain
And
kind
how
of animals?
much do you like pets? Do you like make out with your dog?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying it in a gross way. It's all gross way, but I'm just saying like some
I don't
people
think
just
you
love
would.
their dog so much. They love their dog lick all over their face.
I know Tasso's had dogs,
Tasso had dogs
in
yes,
Dallas.
growing up, yes.
and then I think when he was single too. Or,
Yeah, he had a dog.
But I think dog he lost the dog or passed away.
Yeah.
I think.
He had this one dog from when he was 11 till he was 30.
But if you were on Tinder with him, I don't think you would say yes if you knew he had dogs at that time.
If he put in there,
Now, as much
I
as you
my
love Charlie-
dogs, I'd be like, eh.
Yeah, just you're not a dog person at the time.
Look, I'm not going to break somebody away from their pet. If you love your dog, and I know I'm not a dog person, hey, go find a dog person.
I think you'd come
Live
around.
your best dog life together. But no.
You don't think you'd ever...
Shedding and dog hair makes me itch. No. Mm-mm. If you told me you had a hypoallergenic golden doodle, maybe I'd consider. That's what I got. That's what I got from Canine Angels Rescue. Thank you very much.
How about sleep patterns?
Oh, that's a good one, Eric. Yes.
Oh, what time you go to bed?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
night
think about
owl.
it. Or what if you're a third shifter and you're dating somebody who has like a 9 to 5? How that doesn't match. You don't see each other a lot. You're like two ships passing in the night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Some people like that.
Yeah, if they don't see each other as much.
It'd be good for school, like when summertime. You know, you don't have to pay for daycare then.
True.
While you're at work, of course, they're probably sleeping when they get home. The kids are just running around doing God knows what.
What about this one says voice? If there was a voice filter.
That should be easy because you just talk about your bio. I don't know, does Tinder have a bio? I don't know.
Well, there's no voice
I think all
memo
that,
on Tinder,
But they can
right?
add that filter on there.
Like an audio, like on HAR, there's an audio description of the house.
Oh,
You
you're
can
right.
do-
You're right. You can hit
But you
the
think
audio
you,
description.
if you went there, then you could go to their
But they
Instagram
are.
and you could hear them.
Sometimes if they
Make a
have
video.
video of themselves, but not everyone has that.
Right, because you know I go, hey.
And the other
you're
thing
so
is,
pretty."
and on Instagram, a lot of people are private, so you have to request to follow them.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks creepy.
This
Yeah.
person's like, body count, body count, body
Oh,
count.
yeah.
Put a filter and let them know what the body count is.
And text her, what is the body count that would make you go no?
Yeah, where's the threshold of no?
Say they're a 30-year-old male or a 30-year-old female. Just say 30. And the body count is what number?
It has
Text
to be
her.
less than this many.
What number would make you go, I'm not clicking on that?
Oh, look, people are texting us. Hinge already has a lot of these filters,
I love that.
except for credit score and sizing. That's interesting. Hinge, very nice. Another one that I thought was pretty funny on this list of what some people wish Tinder would have as a filter now that they have debuted the height filter is the clap when the plane lands.
Yeah, if you're one of those.
If you're
Or
a clapper.
Side sitter.
Oh, thank God.
Or how about Disney
Oh,
adult?
thank God. Side-by-side booth sitter.
If you're a Disney adult, that could be annoying.
Well, Disney adult to what level? Because I feel like I'm a
If you're
Disney
single,
adult, but
yeah,
I
but we're
don't
married.
live in the land of Lilo and Stitch stuffies.
But you're married and like you take the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Like some people just, they're into it, which is great, I guess. If you're into it, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
Also, you wanna
But
date
if you're
them?
single, you got no kids, you got plenty of money to get those VIP tours.
But then you start dating them, then you got to be in that world.
Well, I
It's
think I
like-
could go either way. It depends on how extreme of a Disney adult you
Vacation
are.
habits, that's what it should be.
Oh, vacation habits. Are you like Special K, where you cannot be bored
I bet he's
for
never
2
read
seconds?
he's never read a book on vacation in his life. Maybe a pamphlet.
My mom
Pamphlet you get to go do an excursion.
probably only one time is recently and within the last couple of years because my mom got me a book about real pirates with historical writings. All of their historical writings and their journals got compiled into
That's
one
pretty
book.
cool.
And so I got to like follow the adventures of these real pirates.
Did you read it on vacation? Or
I
just
did,
bathroom?
because I would never sit around like on a normal day and read. I'd listen to an audiobook maybe in the car about real estate, but I would not sit down and read something like that.
Well, you can't sit down on vacation.
I cannot. I'm like, come on, you turn the boat on. We're going water skiing.
I've still never done an audiobook. Like,
Oh, you never
like
read
on the,
it?
Like on the
To learn
cruise,
something.
I was just reading. I like to just read it. I gotta try it once. I've never tried. I know so many people do it.
People
In the
love
car.
Audible.
Everyone
on
loves it.
Trips, that's good. But I see what you mean on a cruise. If I'm sitting up on the deck like that,
feels
yeah, I
good just
probably
to-
would have a book there. Yeah.
But then the sun gets on my
People watch.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You still look at people and then have the audiobook.
Like, why are you reading that book? They're having a limbo contest right now. They're
Come
having
on, the Leo deck.
Yeah, they're having the
belly flop?
muscle man chest contest.
The hairiest back.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They do so many fun things on
Listen,
their
the
ships.
airplane clappers, though, that didn't throw me as much as it throws some people because growing up, going to Greece to visit all the family that lives there because we have nobody here, that was a very normal thing. But people would land. I remember the first time I heard about clapping, I was thinking, oh, okay, I see. Because listen, a Greek security system is 4,000 icons of the Virgin Mary and Jesus and the saint that you're named after. That's a Greek security system. So everyone's always doing, I call it the Bouzouki cross. You know, when you do your cross, it's forehead, like abdomen, shoulder to shoulder, right? Bouzouki cross, you do it 3 times as a Greek, so it's like you do it so fast it looks like you're playing a bouzouki. And so you see all the bouzouki crossing happening at the start of the flight. And then when they land, they're like, oh, yes. Kind of like when we went to the Bahamas and everybody like erupted into applause.
Yes.
We landed in the Bahamas.
That's so
Somebody
weird.
texted us, Puerto Ricans love to clap when the plane lands. My sister is one of them. It's so funny.
And a lot of times they'll kiss the cross that they're
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the neck.
And that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. The last one was a screenshot of their last person they dated.
Oh, that's a good one.
They put them up there. What if they're like really hot though? You're like, oh man, I can't compete with that.
You know what I like that we learned on this
Or
show?
they're
when
really
we asked
ugly,
the
and you're
question.
like, oh, they have low standards.
well,
you
speaking
can't win.
of yeah, you're right. You're like, whoa, hold on. That's what
And you
that's
want
what
to
came
date
before
me?
me.
Oh man.
Huh, I don't know about that. One of the things that we learned on this show that stuck with me that I thought was such a great question to ask. We had asked the question to you, our audience. What is like a question you should ask on a first date? Somebody texted us that she would ask the person across the table from her, is there anybody in your life that would be mad to know that we're having dinner right now? That was such a great question because people can say, oh, I'm single. I'm not seeing anybody. Because what is their level? What's their definition of seeing
That's
somebody
true.
or dating somebody?
It could be
For you, if there's somebody that you are sleeping with or somebody you're being intimate with or romantic with in any capacity, whether there's a label or not, right? That's somebody in your life that's going to be mad. We're having dinner tonight.
So if you say it, then you watch the reaction, right?
Yeah.
Like a poker player, you got to see what they're telling.
the reaction says it all. How they pause or what they say.
Because chances are they won't say it, but if they pause and think, that
You
means
see
there
the
is.
face.
Because if you didn't, you'd be like, no.
Yeah, when I was young, I got invited to a wedding, and the date that I was the date of somebody, and I had no idea there was a girl in his life that was like being tormented and forlorn love for this person. And we were at the wedding, and this girl was at the wedding, and when this guy came out to his car at the reception, she had keyed his car.
Ooh, damn.
And I'm thinking, oh well, looks like somebody's really mad that you had a date tonight.
That'd scare me.
It does kind of make you feel like, oh, well, look at that. I got this man that this girl was so crazy for. So then it made me think like, you mean this whole night that chick was just watching us?
Oh, yeah, that is creepy.
Because she was at the wedding. So you know the whole night she was
yeah.
watching him. Like, oh, God,
And key the
that
car.
girl. He got another drink. Oh, they're
Them
bringing a
dancing.
smash in the parking lot. Anyway, if you could add a filter, what would it be on Tinder? You can always text us at 37530, but the height filter is for real. And if you're on Tinder, you can tell us how that works. Like people are telling us Hinge has lots of stuff. And one person said they graduated from Hinge, which means they met their husband on Hinge. And Hinge, after they were dating, added a voice memo option to the profile.
I feel like Hinge has it down.
And she said it's very cringy. And she's glad it wasn't around when she met her man.
Cringe.
Cringe.
On Hinge. Cringy. Hey, coming up next, because we just, the Roses update, if you missed it.
Oh, man.
Ooh, it was more about finance.
Leslie's
Cheating.
husband, Rich, let his brother have a whole bunch of money he didn't tell her about. And he was going to their friend, Tina, to help him get out of the financial hole before they lose
What
their
was
house.
he doing? He was giving money to his brother.
His brother got lots of money, and he did not tell his wife that he's giving his brother money. He's loaning, quote unquote. So we have a question for you at 833-390-KRBE. What's the situation in your family? Who'd you loan money from? Or maybe you're the one that borrowed it. Did you pay it back? Did you expect it? Are y'all on the outs because of it?
Are you mad at your mate because they gave money to his best friend? Remember my best friend wanted me to buy him a 4-wheeler? I'm like, what? You think I'm rich? Hell no.
Well,
Not
Yeah.
4-wheeler rich.
you got them automatic.
I could buy you a
lines from
Dremel or whatever
Secret
that thing is.
Sound.
Yeah, I would like another Dremel.
I could buy you that.
833-390-KRVE. You tell us the situation of when your mate gave money away or loaned money to family. Maybe you did it and your mate is mad. All the scenarios.
What's the drama?
Is there a success story where a mate loaned money to somebody in the family and actually got payback in a timely fashion?
I've never heard that one ever.
Really, that would be a first. 833-390-KRVE. We'll talk to you next on The Rule and Ryan Show with Eric. On Roses last Thursday. We had an update with Leslie this morning. You'll hear it after 9 o'clock, where Leslie caught up with us to tell us that after she found out not a cheat was happening, not a betrayal in the bedroom. It was her husband having too many intimate conversations with her best friend Tina over their finances. Tina was helping Leslie's husband, Rich, figure out a plan to get them out of debt before they lose the house. That's how bad it's gotten with this financial grief. And Leslie didn't even know. And then she reveals to us in the update that it's his brother that was the source of the loan. Like he gave a ton of money to his brother, did not tell Leslie, and now they're having a whole
And it's just like, I remember
fight about it.
I borrowed money from my sister once when I was going through a divorce. she helped pay for my whatever we had for debt. We weren't fighting over, getting properties and getting 401ks. It was you paid the TXU debt, you got the cable bill, stuff like that. So she gave me a $2,000 or $2,200.
Okay, did you pay her back?
Yep, made sure.
How long did it take you?
Let's see, got divorced a couple of years,
Really?
like 3 years.
3 years to pay her
Because I
back.
didn't make. She's like, don't worry, she's loaded. But when I started dating Nagy, my wife, she's like, no, we're together. You're not having any debt.
That's right.
So
Wipe
I'm like,
that
yep.
out for you.
Yeah, so I made sure to give her
Get
the
my
check. I was kind of
checkbook out.
hoping she'd
Lick
go.
the pen and start writing the checks.
I was hoping she'd be like, don't worry about it. Just rip it up.
You were hoping that your sister
Yeah.
would say that.
And I realized rich people don't do that.
Well, that's why they're rich.
Yep.
Okay.
They don't do charity. They keep it.
833-390-KRBE is our phone number. You tell us the scenario of when you loaned money to a relative. Did it cause a fight with your mate? Did you ever get the money back? Are y'all still fighting about it? What is going on? I think
ask
it's
you
worse
for
if
it?
it's not a relative. What if it's like a coworker or a friend or a neighbor?
They better ask you first if they're going to give it.
That was the whole thing we talked about with Leslie. If he had just told, if Rich had just told Leslie, hey, my brother is in the hole and he needs like $20,000 or something, right? He didn't communicate any of that. Okay, let's go to Civi. I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Civi? Good morning.
Good morning. It's Civi.
Okay,
You
hi.
got it right
Hi,
first
Civi.
time.
Welcome to the Rilla and Ryan Show with Eric. Tell us your situation, Civi.
So, everything on this segment is pretty much relatable to me. What I had explained on the call-in, it's not that my husband and I are in the greatest position financially, but we have more means than some family members of ours. And so on various occasions, I have lent out money to my sisters and stuff. So, again, it's minimal. And I know more or less when, what to expect, if I expect to get paid back or not. So my husband often may or may not know about it, but most often than not, we do have that open communication to trust each other.
Yeah.
And he does know, and he trusts me overall to make those decisions. The biggest one was $3,000 that on the spot I said yes to. And after the fact, I was like, hey, just by the way, you're going to see this money missing from our savings because X, Y, Z. I lent out the money, and really, I gave the money to my cousin. She was in an abusive relationship. It was completely, she was on the lowest of the lowest, and trying to help her get out of that situation, I offered the money just to
Get
give
her out
her
of
a
it,
way
yeah.
to move forward with her life
That's
and her
nice.
children and find safety. So,
Well, that's good. And you don't expect it back, and she hasn't paid you back.
yes, it's been a couple of years. She has kind of alluded that she's still working on trying to pay me back, but giving her situation how it is, it's a really messy divorce. Both my husband and, again, I told my husband, hey, this is happening with or without your permission. I'm doing it. And he was like, I understand the situation. I don't expect that money back.
Okay, so he was fine with it. Because of her situation.
Luckily, things have worked out with us. Do we need a $3,000? Obviously, with a medium income, you kind of need that type of money eventually, right? But
Yeah.
Something
luckily,
happens.
Karma has been good with us, and at that point, I'm just good, happy with being able to help
Does your-
out in some way, shape, or
Does
form
she?
if I have to be.
Do you get to see her a lot? Because I hear a lot of people when they give people money, that not only do they not get paid, they lose the friendship or the relationship because that person's embarrassed and they don't know how to act around you because they owe you money. They feel guilty.
They go on a trip and they're like, look at me on this cruise. And you're
Yeah.
like, uh-oh, I gave you $3,000.
Yeah, you do that? Did you ever see her do something? You're like, yeah. What's she doing that for?
Unfortunately, she is overseas, but they were happy that, I gave the money. It was for her to help out. Her husband had stopped her and taken away her car, so she couldn't actually work anymore. She had to leave her job, and she was like, I have no money to actually get this out. And in this situation overseas, I have to say that at least here in America, we as women's rights and in terms of mothers, we have more rights to our children. She doesn't have that.
Oh, man.
She has control 100% of the kids. So if she were to leave, she's abandoning her children.
Oh, yeah, she
Oh,
lives
So
the
she's kind of
kids.
trapped in the situation. And so when I gave her the money, it was like, okay, buy yourself a car so you can, continue going to work, all that stuff. And she did that. Unfortunately, he roped her back in. They had a funny honeymoon stage. It was all grand and dandy. I didn't know about this, so there was a little drama. I'm
Wait,
like,
you gave her
okay.
$3,000 to leave a domestic
And she stayed with-
situation, and she got roped back in.
Oh, man.
Oh
that's,
my goodness. Okay, well,
So,
to
I
your
mean-
point, you talked about it with your mate, and you were like, "We have to help her."
That's one
And
thing,
he
like,
was fine.
with guys, when they have to write the checks for child support, guys always look and see what they're spending. Like, oh, they're not spending money on my kids. They're spending money for them. As a guy, you got to just shut that off and just say you're giving that money. With this, you're giving them the money.
Yeah.
You can't see if they're going on vacation. It would be
Judges.
frustrating to know if all of a sudden they owe you $2,000 and then you see them go to Disney and they spend, they're spending like $6,000 or $8,000.
Karina's up next, guys, at 833-390-KRBE. Hi, Karina. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi there.
Morning.
Just to reset for those just joining us, we're asking questions to you for y'all to call us if you've loaned money out to somebody in your family or a friend or somebody, and did you get it back? Did you have a fight with your mate over it? What
cause
was
it
your situation,
problem?
Karina?
Well, my situation was I loaned money to the first time I've ever loaned money to somebody while I was going through a separation, and it hurt me because I didn't get that money back. So I started actually borrowing money from people as a single mother, and I know what it feels like not to get that money back. So I've always made sure to borrow enough money that I could pay back on my payday, and then to have it there before they even woke up. Because sometimes you get direct deposit, it goes at midnight. So I made sure to always give back the money. Well, now I'm in a spot in my life where I'm not borrowing money as much, but I moved in with a coworker. And since she knows I pay back, she always is like, hey, you can buy this from me and you can just pay me later because I know you're going to pay me back.
She trusts you.
Just last night, she went to the store and bought something that I needed for my apartment. She was like, hey, you can just pay me back later. And I'm like, no, stop.
Oh, so now you want her to stop
it.
telling you, here, you want to borrow some more money? You want to borrow some more money? You're like, no, I don't want to borrow any more money. That's funny.
Yes, because she's like, I know you're going to pay me back, so it's okay. And so she's always, let's go to the store. Don't worry, you keep paying me back. We can use my card. And I'm like,
And you're like, I don't want to pay you back.
I don't want that.
I don't want that. You said you moved in with your coworker?
well, she's got like a garage apartment.
Okay. All right. So you have the
So I
apartment on the
pay
same
her-
property. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I pay her, I broke it down to ask her if I could break it down because, like I said, I am a single mother. So I told her on the third I'll pay you, half, and then on the fourth I'll pay you the other half, so I'm not late. And she's like, yeah, that's fine, that's no problem. And so I always make sure that when she wakes up in the morning, the money's there. So she's like, I know you're gonna pay me back. Don't worry about it. Just add it to the tab. Add it to. I'm like,
Oh,
no.
You're like, it's okay. I can buy for myself if I really wanted it. I don't want that.
And I think now
okay.
with ChatGPT, if if you use it, you could probably have it write up a contract. Like say, hey,
Oh, yeah, you're
I'm
right.
loaning this person $3,000. Write me up a contract where they have to pay me back such and such within a year,
Like installments or something.
I think that helps people too. If you just, you're just peeing in the wind. If you get the money and they say, here's the money, pay me back when you can. That's open ended. But if you tell
Wow.
them, okay, here it is. I know there's $3,000. I know you got to get your feet. Let's say 4 months from now, you can just start paying me back, $200 for the first 3 or 4 months, and then jack it up to $500. You can figure something out.
Yeah, one of
And
our
that helps
texters-
people. Wouldn't that help you feel like I got a goal?
I mean,
I got
there's a goal and there's a contract. One of our texters said a good rule of thumb: if you are going to be loaning out money, never lend anything that you are not willing to not have returned. Make sense? Don't lend it if you're not willing to never see it again.
People do
It's
that
kind of like
with
the
tools.
That's the Vegas theory. When you go to Vegas, in your head, you're like, all right, I'm going to gamble $400. And if I lose $400 or $200 or $500, and I lost $500, you're not expecting, I'll make it back. I'll
Nope.
make it back.
I do that every time.
Because
I go,
the house always wins, kids.
Yeah.
The house
You might get lucky
always
once
wins.
or twice, but it's going to get you.
I don't know how. I feel like it's a very awkward thing to have to ask for money, but the person asking you for money has already had to. What is that word, guys? Like, there's so much humility in that. Like, it's humiliating, and you have to have humility to ask it.
And then it sucks when you can't give them what they want.
And
Like
to
when
your
they
point,
ask you
Eric,
for
like the
they
whole
don't know if
thing,
your finances. They might see that you have
they
a
might
nice,
think you have like some great life, and
how
you're
many,
like, wait,
how
what?
many people we see with nice cars and they have nothing inside their house
Oh yeah,
because
Is
they
that
can't
cash
afford
poor?
it.
Where like the first time I ever saw that, there was a movie called Cinderella Man with Russell Crowe, and it was Paul Giamatti's character. It was in the Depression era, and they had this huge house, and he was like a quote rich guy in the Depression. And when Russell Crowe's character went to his house, he and his wife were basically sitting at a card table in an empty house because they've sold everything off because they have no money.
Oh yeah,
and so
they
they're
want to keep the house.
Yeah, and they just have the house.
But everyone
And
thinks
that's
they're
really
rich.
something. Yeah, everyone thinks
You
they're
have
rich.
to keep up with that.
Yeah,
It's like that John Hamm one.
On Apple TV. I haven't watched that yet. What's it called again? Friends and Neighbors?
Yeah, Your Friends and Neighbors.
Friends and
It's
Neighbors.
really good.
Okay, this person says, I have a younger sister that gave her ex from middle school, a middle school ex, I even count, $5,000.
Damn.
They were married to other people at the time, and she said he never paid her back. She also tried to borrow $2,000 from me last year. No thanks. She's always spending money. To that person's point, you're judging them when they're doing stuff
Yep.
on your dime.
Exactly.
Even though what they needed the money for maybe was spent for the right thing. Now that they're going on a cruise, you're like,
You're
well,
not
now
paying.
how'd you get that money?
At least try and pay me back something.
Still owe me something. All right. If y'all have more stories to share with us, please go to the listener line at 713-278-VENT. Coming up next, more information on how you could get to Puerto Rico on our dime and how Taylor Swift, you helped her make $2 billion. And now
Look at you, Kev. You're a giver.
And now she's giving it back.
she has
To
everything she's
herself.
ever dreamed of. She has everything she's ever dreamed of. You'll hear it in Scoop next on The Rule and Ryan Show with Eric.
From the big screen to the big house.
Celebrity Scoop, the Rule and Ryan Show with Eric on KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas, and this morning we revealed the sounder of the day for the trip to Puerto Rico to see Bad Bunny anytime between 8 and 6. When you hear the sounder, can't play it now, but when you hear the sounder, be caller 104. You'll score $104 and be a finalist to win a trip to Puerto Rico. That is going on all this week. The sounder changes every day, and it gets revealed at 7 o'clock, so that's what we're doing. Now, let me give you this little scoop on the story of... What? Bad Bunny? I'm trying to talk about Taylor, Bad Bunny.
Jeez.
Okay, I guess now.
How rude.
Caller 104-833-390-KRBE. If you're caller 104, you automatically win $104. We'll make you a finalist for this trip. So dial away, my friends, while I tell you about Taylor's big news on Friday. You probably saw it on our KRBE socials. She wrote a very long handwritten letter to her fans saying that finally, after all these years of trying, the Eras Tour made so much money, it enabled her to have enough money to buy back her catalog. She lost her catalog to Scooter Braun and the investment group Shamrock Capital. For $300 million, they bought it.
And you see Scooter was trying to take some credit for it? They were...
Eye roll.
Taylor was making sure to shoot that one down. And Shamrock.
Didn't he only had like one line. It was like a one line he sent
People
out.
were like,
about,
you did not do
I am
anything.
happy for her.
And then he said a bunch of some other things they were saying. He's like, he was not involved in the negotiations.
No.
Of course, why would he? He
doesn't want to
already
talk
got
about
his money.
Shamrock Capital apparently was so easy to work with that they're getting a lot of press because Taylor said, I can't thank you enough for helping to reunite me with this art that I have dedicated my life to, but I've never owned until now. At some point in the letter, she had written that she would get like a Shamrock tattoo on her forehead because she was so grateful with how they made the process so easy. So now she owns all the rights to all the songs she ever wrote, all the videos, all the pictures. And yes, she had redone all those albums with Taylor's version, but now if you hear it in the grocery store, it would probably be the real version because the money goes to her anyway.
And now
They were the Spite version albums. That
now
she
they can get
re-recorded.
engaged.
Yeah, now Travis and...
Because that's how Travis, they did a big charity event in Kansas City. All the guy for Cam from Modern Family.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd.
That's right. I saw
I guess
that.
Eric Stone Street. That's the name.
Are they all
Eric Stone-
Kansas City-based
Yeah.
celebrities?
Jason
Sudeikis.
Sudeikis.
Which, by the way, I forgot was the nephew of George
Yeah,
Wendt.
so he wore because they have a softball game. They do a big event. They raise
Okay, yeah.
a couple $1 million.
And he talked about George Wendt.
That girl from SNL.
Which
that
one?
she's- I believe.
Oh, God, the blonde one.
Yeah, you see her?
Heidi Gardner.
They're all from Kansas City, so they all get together and they raise money. So Travis and Kelsey, the
Jason
Kelsey brothers,
Kelsey.
they came together and were there and stuff. Looked really like a fun time while she was in New York celebrating with her friends.
Exactly right. Okay, let me go to Susanna on the line. Hi, Susanna. Good morning.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, Susanna, it's a Monday, but it's your lucky Monday because you're caller 104.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That's awesome.
I hope your calendar is clear for the possibility of you going to Puerto Rico in August, girl, because you are a
It will be
finalist now
clear.
for this trip with Bad Bunny. VIP tickets for
my
his
gosh.
show, 2-night hotel stay, and a flight for 2. You are a finalist for that trip because you're caller 104, but right out of the box, hey, congratulations, you got $104.
Yeah, it's a nice Monday. I'm jealous.
That's awesome. Yes, thank you.
You're the first finalist for the contest, Susanna. Let's see what happens next as we continue on with this. Hang on. Congratulations. And let me get your information off the air so we can hook you up with $104. You're the first finalist. So we'll do this random times, just like that.
Yep.
Just like that.
Throughout
random
the day,
times.
whenever you hear that, be the 104th caller. And we're doing this all this week. On Monday, next Monday, we announce the grand prize winner. So it's not like, this is not a national contest. This is not something we're doing for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
It's just this week.
Just this week. So just keep your ears open. And the sounder changes every day. We reveal the sounder at 7 a.m.
Yep, yeah, good point. Yeah, because Kevin has to do that every day.
Yeah, I wonder what I should do for tomorrow's sounder.
Start thinking about that.
You have some hints?
Okay, let me throw you this
Lots of
story.
clips of
Kevin
him
Bunny.
going,
You should just do it yourself.
okay.
The Bad Bunny sounder of the day. Today is Puerto Rico. Okay, so over the weekend, I don't know where, I like to have my TV on as my roommate sometimes, and there was a replay of Back to the Future Part 3, the one where they go back to the Old West.
Is the train one?
It's the train one.
I'm so dumb.
That's ruined now that I see on Instagram how they did it.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It's just a
wanna
small
know. I
train,
don't
and
know.
they just have a camera next to it.
Well, that's always movie
I know, as
magic.
a kid, though, but as a
movie
kid, though, I never
It's a
thought
real
that.
train.
Yeah, whoa.
So for those that didn't see the third one, Marty has to go back and find Doc Brown, who got zapped into 1855 or
I never did see that one.
whatever, 1887, whatever it was, in the Old West. And then, Biff's ancestors are still a-holes. And then the McFlys, they're like Irish immigrants and all these things. And there's a scene where Doc Brown and Michael J. Fox were supposed to be hung because that's what they did when they got you and they wanted to kill you. They're going to hang you in the Old West. There's a story in entertainment news today about actors who were nearly killed, were killed, kidnapped, or otherwise traumatized on movie sets. And Michael J. Fox actually lost consciousness during that scene, the hanging scene, because they do kick the thing out from under them, and it looks like they're going to be, but then they get saved at the last minute. But in the process of filming that, something went wrong, and he actually lost consciousness. Like they almost did hang him.
Dang, that'd
Is
be
that so
scary.
terrifying?
That almost happens to me at the gym sometimes.
What?
When I have to do triceps, and I'm sitting at the bench, and he gives me the heavy weights like this.
And you're putting it behind you and using
Yep, like
both
this.
hands behind
See
your
right now?
head.
And then it's like, I don't know if my little thing's
your shirt?
It's pushing on my, no, it's pushing my throat.
Yeah.
Like this. I'm like,
That's what you wear.
and by the time I get to 12, I'm like,
top,
oh, God.
like Kev.
This part right here, little fatty throat fat.
Tell me
Must
the
be pushing
camera
in
is
there.
on for this face you're
I
making.
was like this.
Irvin, you're going to use this later.
Oh man, it's like, and I'm like, I could do that 3 more times.
Yeah, we're going to get you some different tricep exercises.
I know.
You need to
I know. I
scoop
do
that
sometimes
tank top.
when he does that one, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that one.
Sometimes I see boys doing something in the gym I've never seen before. I'm like, oh, I want to do that one, but I won't do it right now because they'll know I'm copying off.
Yeah,
of
you
them.
got me. You got
Oh, I thought you were going to shame and say you're doing it wrong.
Oh, there's definitely that guy who flings it back and forth, like shoo. Like,
You're like,
bro, you're gonna tear something.
What about the mooch, the one that was too cheap to pay for a trainer, but they watch the trainer with other people and they do
Instead
whatever
of
they're doing?
Wait, that's kind of what I'm just saying.
Yeah, is that what
a
you're
good idea.
watching? You watch a trainer do that?
No,
is a
it
good
was
idea.
it was just a hot boy who had
You know,
good
just for that, I'm
muscles.
bringing Planet Fitness tomorrow for Try Tuesday. I'm gonna bring somebody in here.
Please
I'm gonna bring a
do.
trainer, and then we're gonna call you out.
Please do. I don't get over there enough, and I really need to know how to do it right to flatten this
Kevin,
belly
you
out.
have to, Radio Special K is Kevin's Instagram. Next time you see somebody doing the mooch move, you got to
Drink
film it.
some
and put
hot
it on
lemon
your
water.
Instagram.
I saw that. That's how you make your belly and cucumbers.
No, here's how you really make your belly feel flat, and it's true and proven. Right before you go to bed.
Lay down.
No. Slice
Throw
up a
up.
cucumber, cover it in some red wine vinegar. Like
I like
both
red
sides.
wine.
Eat that. Just go to bed after you eat
What
that.
about just
eat that.
red wine without the cucumber?
No, I've never tried that. It's the
That's the
cucumber.
red wine vinegar.
Red wine
Yeah,
vinegar. Did I not say
basically it's
vinegar?
spoiled.
Ugh.
Yeah, red wine vinegar over cucumber slices. Eat that, and something about that makes your stomach feel so flat when you wake up in the morning.
I don't want it to feel flat. I'm trying to take my shirt off and show everyone it is.
But you know when you're feeling like you have a skinny day? Or like a good boob
Yeah, I don't
day?
know that. I don't know- I
Or
don't
a
know
good
those
bra
days anymore.
day? Or just feeling fine day? Or a good hair
I
day?
don't even know about a good bra day.
Oh, yeah, good broad day. I talked about that years ago. Anyway, let me
Good
get back to
junk
this
day.
real quick. Because now you're going to look at these movies different. You know the movie Titanic, obviously. They did a lot of
I've heard
things
of
to
it.
make that movie happen.
It's an indie film, right?
It's an indie film. It made a little bit of money. James Cameron had a pretty strong suspicion who the culprit was, but never called the person out. But almost 100 people on the set of Titanic were poisoned
Oh,
when somebody spiked chowder at craft services with PCP.
damn, that's bad.
Isn't PCP like a white powder like cocaine? But it's
I have
not?
no idea. I've never.
Is PCP a liquid?
That's not like people aren't doing PCP anymore, right? Like that was not
PCP
an
is like
80s
an
thing.
80s cop drug. That
Right.
They find,
That's
like,
what we heard about
PCP.
it. When Derek came into my school, they talked about
I gotta see
Yeah.
what that is.
I know
Can you look that
PCP
up?
pipe or what a PVC pipe.
No, PCP, that was a big 80s, 90s cop drug they would confiscate in TV shows and movies.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
But
a liquid or
100 people were poisoned on the set of Titanic. Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio were not working that day. They did not get poisoned. Now, speaking of the hanging of Michael J. Fox almost, Brendan Fraser also almost died in the hanging scene of The Mummy. And then the hair and makeup guy from Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, also starring Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yep.
this one with Claire Danes in Mexico, was kidnapped on the set.
Damn.
And the ransom was $300 to get him back.
$300.
That was back in, like, what, 1997 or something?
That's $300 is a lot, I guess.
When Jim Caviezel was playing Christ in The Passion of the Christ, he was filming the scene of the Sermon on the Mount, and he was literally, for real, struck by lightning while
I heard
filming
about
it.
that.
Whoa. He was struck by lightning filming that.
Oh, God wasn't keen on that scene.
I guess not. Isla Fisher, is she still married to, they reconciled or they divorced? Her and Ali G.
No, they're
Her
not.
and Sacha Baron
They're
Cohen.
no longer together.
Okay, Isla Fisher almost drowned in the water tank escape trick scene in Now You See Me because a release chain got caught in her costume. So she legit almost drowned doing the filming where she's supposed to be, I guess, drowning. Isn't that so crazy?
Dang.
And this other thing I saw in the Movies That Made Us or some other show on Netflix, the actor Vic Morrow, who is the real life father of the actress Jennifer Jason Leigh, if I have
Okay.
that right, he and a child, two Vietnamese children,
they got
were
killed.
killed filming 1982's Twilight Zone, the movie, when the helicopter crashed and landed on them.
When you said
That's
something
crazy.
about in there, it just reminded me of I went to a restaurant, Adair,
Okay.
in Buffalo Speedway area.
Okay.
And I showed my wife, we're about walking in. There's people in front of us. And we're walking in. I showed her a photo of some funny video. And she was, oh my God. And when she did that, the guy opened the door. He was he had the collar. And he turned around and looked like a celebrity. I'm like, oh, there you go. Right there. It was
What was the picture you were showing her?
It was just some funny video or something. And she goes, oh my God.
Oh my God. And there's a priest on the other side?
Yeah. He was opening the door for us. He looked at us real quick, like, huh? What?
That's funny.
I'm like, oh, that's awkward.
Oh, speaking of restaurants, can I give a little shout out?
Yeah.
Brian Caswell from the culinary scene is back. There's a new restaurant called Latuli off of I-10. We went to dinner with some friends, and this was the place that we went to. It's brand new. It just opened.
What kind of food? Latuli?
Latuli, it's named after the partner's 3 kids, the first 2 letters of each child's name. So I thought that was a cool name. We ordered snapper, we ordered grouper, we had some ahi tuna as an appetizer.
That sounds good.
What else do we have as an appetizer? My bread man's bread is on the menu.
Rula is the appetizer queen, if you don't know
Oh,
that.
100%. We had like 4 appetizers.
I've never met an appetizer you didn't order.
Oh my God, I love it so much. I love it so much.
Do you even eat the meal?
No,
Did you get-
usually I take a to-go box. And I like the meal tomorrow.
Even fish?
Sometimes fish has to, it's a tricky one with
I guess
fish.
with the air fryer. You put
Because
it
that
in
one
the air
always,
fryer.
no, because that one always smells up the microwave and air fryer and stuff.
I wouldn't put it in the microwave.
I will, if we're going to have fish, I will make sure to have enough to not need a to-go box. But I feel like appetizers are where it's at for a lot of times. There's so many good things on the appetizer side. You're like, I don't even know. I can make a meal out of the appetizers. But there was 4 of us, so and it was all family style. So we ordered 2 main meals, ordered like 4 appetizers. I don't know. I really liked it. Brian Caswell's back in the scene.
And I cannot believe that you don't cook fish at your own house.
Oh, God, no. Never.
Never?
So weird.
I know. I would not. I would know how to do
As a
it.
seafood connoisseur.
100%. Because
just-
I feel like I don't need to clean that grill. I got a restaurant at 6029 Westheimer's going to clean that grill.
Mommy, make
100%.
me some shrimp.
Not mummy.
I had a
Not
full
TV
circle
dad.
moment with the
Was there forever.
her daughter Lenny stayed at our house Thursday, and so Friday we went out for sushi or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is Rula Jr. 'Cause she's like, yeah, it's like we always go to Christie's, and I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm like, we have to go there again for lunch. I'm like, that's how your mom is with French fries. She wanted McDonald's French fries, even though
Oh,
you guys
God.
got like all those good French fries.
Oh,
Not
my
that
God,
McDonald's
yes.
is bad French fries. Obviously.
Right, but like restaurant legit,
quality.
like restaurant quality French fries are different than McDonald's
That
fries.
just made me laugh because like you are able to go to a restaurant,
Like a real legit
the oldest
seafood and
restaurant
steak
in
place.
Houston.
Yes.
You're lucky enough to go in there and probably get whatever you want.
Yeah, and have some amazing seafood.
Oh my God,
made.
So
so
she probably
fresh.
say, you gotta go there for lunch.
I know. It's like the burnout. It's like if your mom gave you grilled cheese and tomato soup every day of your life, and you met a friend that has never had grilled cheese and tomato soup, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And
The
you're
grilled
like,
cheese is
"Ugh,
really good there.
grilled cheese and tomato soup again."
And Rula, you love trout, and so
love trout
rainbow
skin.
trout, you can cook that in the broiler in 10 minutes and have it right there at your own house with some Uncle Chris.
Well,
I,
Even
I
on the
got, I
stovetop,
gotta
you
bring
can
it
just-
in my house raw, which I
Yes.
don't want that. I don't want raw fish in my house.
Well, then when you throw everything away, you just take it out to the trash can and throw it in the trash can outside so it doesn't smell in the house anymore.
I think
And then
she's
you
worried
wash
about
your
that.
dishes.
You know how it gets all shoots the, like if you put a light dusting on it, like the trout.
yeah,
maybe-
the what's it called? Not spackle. What's it called? Sprinkle. What's it called? Splatter.
Oh, the
splatter.
grease
The
splatter.
splatter. The splatter.
I got that. My wife bought that thing. It looks like a giant disc you put over it. And
Yeah,
a
the-
screen.
Oh
And it
yeah, when you
shoots
make
the-
bacon, definitely. But I'm not doing my fish in grease. It's just broiled. Just put it right in the broiler.
Yeah, but you gotta put something.
oh, I put some Uncle Chris seasoning or some blackening on there.
There's another kind of oil or something, look a little fatty to kind of make it like,
I see what you mean. I do. I hold it down in the sink and spray some of the olive oil on it. That way it
Okay.
doesn't
I'm
overspray
gonna
onto the
have my
floor.
wife make some the way she doesn't bring it in for you for a Try Tuesday one time.
trout?
Oh, you
Bring it in.
can't.
But
It
I
doesn't.
love
It
trout
don't
skin.
keep.
And you
Air
throw
fryer-
away
the air
trout
fryer
skin,
is
which
good.
kills me.
The air fryer is
'Cause
fine.
it's got the crust on it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not deep. It's not like it's not like chicken. You know, it's a.
I could just come over your house.
But then doesn't
Come
the air
over
fryer
here.
smell
I
like
don't need
fish,
your-
Eric? The air fryer won't smell like fish after?
Just wash it.
It doesn't linger in the
seconds.
house.
I don't know. I feel like it might smell like
You're
fish.
just paranoid that one time you had onions stuck on all of your
Oh my
clothes.
god, that
Oh
was
my
so
God, we are so
embarrassing.
late. We've got to go.
I know. Oh god, look at the
I
time.
was having fun today.
Oh god, look at us just talking
It's
away.
basically tomorrow.
Oh my god. We don't have time to do the rest of the show, guys. If you missed Rose's update, we'll
Good
just let you hear
Lord.
that, and that's all next on the Rule and Ryan Show with Eric. Bye.